Hi, Stephanie. How are you today?
Hi, Mike. Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I'm good. So, in doing my research, I didn't know that you also have a little 4-year-old, which I find fascinating. Lucky
Yes.
you. Twisted Metal's obviously not going to be something that she's going to see anytime soon,
I don't know
but
what you mean, Mike. I don't know what you mean. It feels like family viewing.
there is a family involved, so I understand. Yeah, there's a sense of community, right?
Yes.
But I had to ask because both my boys went through major Encanto phases. Has she had her own phase where she's maybe driven you a little crazy with how often she's repeating it?
I'll say this. When she was about a year old, a little after she turned one, was when I did Encanto at the Hollywood Bowl. And so she went to all the performances there. She really loved the live show. She watches the live performance, or she watched the live performance, but she was like a little bitty, right? And
Yeah.
also my pediatrician was like, you shouldn't really let her watch television until she's 2. And I was like, well, it's too late. So I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, I think she's kind of over it. I mean, she likes the music, but I think she's moved on. Her
Yeah.
sensibilities really moved on to other things.
Well, talking about your voice acting career, it's really interesting to what lengths you've taken voice acting, not just in the traditional sense for animation, but obviously creating a voice for Rosa and what you did with Quiet in season one. So I got a two-part question about that. The first one being, in the first season, what did silence teach you about the other tools in your performer's toolbox?
I think the thing silence really reiterated to me is how important it is to listen and react to what everybody else is doing. The freedom that happens, you're very freed up when you're not trying to remember a line, right? But that also reiterated the other thing to me, which is like some of my best acting can only really happen when I've studied that script inside and out. If I'm not, I can't possibly be honest and like really connected to what you're saying as a character if I'm like as the actor searching and searching for a line. So yeah, it kind of reiterated lessons that I already knew. It definitely freed me up because I didn't have to memorize any lines for the first 2 episodes, so that was great. Especially because I was really nervous. I was very nervous coming into the first season of the show.
Well, and the second part being, what do you think voice actors or people like yourself who play with that tool, what do you think that they understand about performance that perhaps other people who haven't had that opportunity do?
I don't know that we understand anything more than any other actor. I mean, all actors are different, right? Like it's essentially you're playing pretend for money. But certainly there are schools of thought about all kinds of acting. You know, you can sort of reach back and look at anybody like, Declan Donnellan's book, The Actor and the Target, or like the School of Uta Hagen, or, Stanislavski. There's tons of people who have written about acting and who have a way, a shape, form of acting that they really feel is the answer or that really works. But I and many of the actors that I know and love select and take the things that work for us from each school of thought. Um, because ultimately it is channeled through what I'm doing as a person, my humanity, right? I'm telling the story through my lens as a human being. I'm using a set of tools that I've learned, that I am still learning about, but I am channeling it through what the only real physical tool that I have, which is me, my voice, my sensibility, my humanity. I certainly think voice actors are concentrating on a set of things that you're thinking about different stuff because you know that the look that you give somebody isn't going to be captured. It's going to be animated later, right? And they might not give they might not give your character that look. So you've really got to communicate how you feel with your vocal choices in a way that doesn't happen on film. I mean, like so much of Twisted Metal is the visual, right? It's
Yeah.
so much of it is the visual. There's these huge battle scenes where there's so much sound and action happening, but the sounds are layered in a way that like you as the audience member might not be able to like totally pick up all of the different kind of like crunchy, funky stuff that is in there. but you feel it. You feel it as an audience member. You can't necessarily like, you know, when you're looking at somebody's work as an actor and you're feeling like they might be kind of real, you're not thinking about all the dumb like acting stuff that I just listed. You're just watching this character and thinking like, oh, this feels real. Oh, I feel like I want her to win, or oh, she just made me like, you know, spit out my Diet Coke while I was watching TV because what she said was so funny. That's what you're connecting to the thing, and you don't exactly know why, but the artisans have put in all this work to make it feel like a real world. I mean, Twisted Metal is like, it's not a real world, right? But hopefully by the time that you finish watching the second season, it feels like a real world that is really inhabited by all these cool characters.
Right. Well said. You have played some absolutely iconic badasses in your career. I have to go back to a great quote from Brooklyn Nine-Nine and the lovely Andre. He said in one episode that every time someone steps up and says who they are, the world becomes a better, more interesting place. Love that episode.
Yeah.
And more importantly, we see a different aspect of Quiet in this season. I won't give anything away, but with your roles in Hasbin Hotel, Rosa, and now Quiet's development, do you think that's the most badass aspect of these characters, that they're not afraid to step up and say who they are?
I think so. I think that's a very scary thing to do, is to show yourself, you know, not to quote Frozen, show yourself. But like, that's sort of what's the most difficult thing to do, because what if you are rejected? What happens if you are rejected by the community you've built, by the people you love, by the people whose love you desire? What if you show who you are and they say, no, I don't like you anymore. I don't like that. I don't want that. I don't love that. That's a really scary place to be. It's probably one of the most badass things you can do, is to show yourself.
I love that you brought up community. You brought them up in some of your Instagram videos as well, how important community is to you. You're known for large ensemble pieces, whether it's Encanto or Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and obviously Twisted Metal as well. With this second season and that world growing, was there a part of this second season that you couldn't wait to jump into? Was it the dolls, perhaps? Was it one specific character that you couldn't wait to interact with, who's a part of this community?
There's a couple episodes toward the middle of the season, toward the middle end of the season in season 2, that I could not wait to shoot them. I was so excited about the prospect of shooting them. I'd never shot anything like them before. It was going to be all of us together as an ensemble. We got to spend so many days together. Not only was I excited about the stuff that we were actually going to capture on film, but I was also just really pumped to be stuck in a holding room with all of these amazing people, and we had a great time. Like, all of us just loved each other so much. It became this total love fest where we just wanted to hang out with each other all the time. We'd call each other on the weekends and be like, what are you doing? And a bunch of the cast came to my daughter's 3rd birthday party here in Toronto when we were shooting. Like, it's just like a bunch of people that I really like hanging out with them.
Well, that brings up an interesting question, because, you know, being on a sitcom for 8 years, that's a family. I mean, it has to be. And you would know the rhythms of that family. You would know when, you know, certain people are going to go off script or things like that. You said you were a little bit nervous for season 1. Have you now found the rhythm, you think, especially after having completed season 2 of Twisted Metal? Have you found that rhythm again?
Yeah, I think I was nervous season 1 for maybe the first 2 episodes, and then I sort of slid into Quiet's skin and really found how to work with everybody in a way that made me feel like good. And season 2 was just more of that. I mean, it's more, and you know, not for nothing, I was a new mom when we first started the first season of Twisted Metal. My daughter was really little still, and so I was navigating a bunch of personal stuff too. And I've sort of settled into myself a little bit more. I've settled into who I am as a mom, who I am as a partner, who I am as a friend, and who I am as an actor. I think it's like an ongoing journey forever, I think.
Yeah.
Learning new stuff and kind of figuring out like, who am I in this project and how can I best attack it from all angles. But I felt really like proud of what we were making in season 2, and I'm excited for everybody to see it.
Love it. Well, Stephanie, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck with season 2.
Thank you.
Hey Real students, thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe to Real School, click that round Real School logo right beside me. Also click that damn notification bell so you're aware of all of Real School's new content. You can follow me on Twitter, and of course, if you get anything out of Real School, you can always give a little back. Just click the link in the description below or the button down there, and you can become part of my Patreon team.